All this rain we've been having has turned this into lawn mowing season again. So to start this week's Explore Tulsa, we thought you might appreciate an ice cold beverage.
Then a sweet ride.
Followed by a good deed worth noting.
Plus man's best friend.
Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thank you so much for joining us once again for this week's Explore Tulsa. Now Stevie, did you have a job when you were 10?
Well, sometimes I had to take care of my little brother. What a brat that kid was.
That's not exactly the type of work I was thinking about. Imagine being 10 with cerebral palsy and being the CEO of a company that raises money to help others.
You mean like Keith Boyd and Keith's Ice Cold Beverages. That kid, my hero.
Keith and his Ice Cold Beverages has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars to help the Little Lighthouse of Tulsa.
And it all started because he wanted to earn money to buy a toy.
If you can imagine sitting in a room of 20 people and just staring at each other in silence for 10 minutes and trying to tell each other hello, how are you? Where have you been today? How's work been? What project are you working on? But you can't talk and you can't use your hands and you can't convey any other way with any kind of body language. How are you going to do it?
Through the struggles though, I always try my hardest to do good.
Keith's condition is cerebral palsy. It's nonverbal cerebral palsy more specifically. So he has very limited use of his arms and his legs, very limited use of fine motor skills.
You may not get this, but I can't cover myself up in bed when I'm cold. I struggle 24/7. It's complex.
Keith is your average, everyday kid, just has all these disabilities. Whenever he received his computer, it was age 5, it really opened up all of his doors and windows to his life.
When I got my computer, my life changed. I could finally tell my parents I hated applesauce.
Keith uses his eyes and it refracts light off of his pupils back onto the screen, and he uses his eyes like a mouse or a cursor. So the computer can still speak for that person. Their mind is not gone. Their mind is there. They're just in this shell. Keith's dream started with a toy truck. He wanted this toy truck in his springtime. His birthday's in January, and Christmas, of course, right behind that. And it was the toy truck's like $100. So I asked him, I said, where are you going to get the money? And I asked him to come up with 3 different ideas to come up with the funds to purchase this truck that he wanted. And what he came up with, one of the ideas was a lemonade stand. And fortunately for us, Oklahoma is one of 13 states left without any kind of legislation against lemonade stands, such as a $25 permit or whatever it might be for the city. You can just still set up a lemonade stand on your corner and serve lemonade. So I said, that is a great idea, let's do that. So Keith was able to buy his toy truck, and then we went to Keith and we said, Keith, there's a lot of people that came out to support you, and you might want to turn around and give back to all those that supported you as well as a nice gesture and tell people thank you so much for all your support. So he came back to us and said, I want to give the rest of the money to the Little Lighthouse. And the Little Lighthouse is here in Tulsa. It's a school for special needs kids ages birth through 6. They were very touched whenever Keith and us got in contact with the Lighthouse and said, hey, Keith has something for you he wants to give to you after you had this lemonade stand. And it just kind of blossomed from there. And so come around February, March of 2014, a board member, Arthur Greeno, who's also a Chick-fil-A proprietor here in town at 71st and Garnett, was at the board of directors meeting. He's on the board as well at the Little Lighthouse. So he got in contact with us. He says, I want to raise $250,000 for the Little Lighthouse's capital campaign. So after the first year's success, Keith immediately started planning year 2. He didn't know exactly what he wanted for the time, but he just knew that this was really cool, it was a lot of fun, and he wanted to do it again. So he started coming up with a business plan. We increased our product line, whereas first we were doing lemonade and popcorn, now we're doing lemonade, popcorn, and those little candy Swedish fish.
We sell our premium lemonade in over 100 stores. It's really good.
Keith himself picked out the recipe, and from there we're going to go to a strawberry lemonade and then a half and half tea and some other products that are on down the line as well. So at the moment we just want to do some grassroots marketing. It's the best way to do your type of marketing plan is to get out there and get the product in people's hands. And So that's for the beverage business. But then beyond that is proceeds from the sale of Keith's Ice Cold Beverages goes back to the Keith Boyd Foundation. What the Keith Boyd Foundation is about is to provide the tools, education, and evaluations necessary for other nonverbal people, just like Keith. So for us to provide an outlet to these people in need and put the tools in their hands to have a voice is so powerful.
No matter what struggles you have, don't let that stop you. Just go for it.
Keith's amazing, and he's a little jokester too. When I started to interview him, the first thing he said to me was that line from the gangster movie in Home Alone.
That's hilarious that Keith pulled one over on you. If you'd like to learn more or help Keith's cause, visit Keith'sIceColdBeverages.com.
You can also find Keith's Ice Cold Beverages at all research locations.
They taste so good too. Make me want to just jump in a cart and go get one of Keith's lemonades.
Especially if you have a classic car, like the guys in the Studebaker Club.
Fozzie Bear drove a Studebaker.
That's right, Trish. And I think we're going to get to see one just like it next when we return with more Explore Tulsa.
Ever since the first movie theaters opened in the early 1900s, man has been trying everything to bring that same experience home to enjoy with their families. And for more than 30 years, Video Revolution and their home entertainment experts have been making those dreams come true by designing custom home theater solutions for both in and outdoor use. From 1080p LEDs to the brand new Sony 4K flat panel TVs, or come in to see the latest in sound bars and surround sound setups. Always the top name brands are found at Video Revolution. That same electronic expertise we also apply to your business communications network, from boardroom automation to video wall presentations. No matter what technology the future holds, you can count on Video Revolution to be leading the way. Tulsa's headquarters for the best selection and installation of cutting-edge electronics. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Hi, I'm Buster Brown. I'm the owner of Bigsby Bicycles here in South Tulsa, and you're watching Explore Tulsa.
Hello and welcome back again for more Explore Tulsa.
I'm excited about our segment with the Studebaker Club Tulsa. Did you know that the Studebaker has a rich heritage that dates back to the 1850s?
Yep, and the Studebaker family started by making horse-drawn carriages for presidents and the military before and during the Civil War.
And in Tulsa, there are a group of folks that keep that history alive and well by keeping their Studebakers looking like the day they came off the showroom floor.
Studebaker was always considered a little bit ahead of its time. They were quite well respected. The original Studebaker family came from Germany and started building wagons in the New York area. And down through the years, the generations changed and they went from wagons to automobiles.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always liked Studebakers. They were different compared with the other cars, and I particularly liked the Avanti when they first came out, a little sporty car. And eventually, I grew up and got enough money where I could buy one, you know.
Studebaker, they seem to stand out on their own, I thought, and I really liked the way they designed them. My brother owned a Studebaker, and I got my first Studebaker from him. He started working on it, was going to restore it, but he gave up on it. This is a 1960 Hawk. Got it in, I'd say about 70, and had it restored, and I like this one in particular because of the fins in the back.
This is a 1962 model. It was designed to compete with the lower end, more economy cars because at that time gas had taken quite a spike in price. Oh, I think it's probably gone up to 50 cents a gallon. This particular model is what they call a sky top, which is a forerunner of what we know as a sunroof. This one actually came out as factory air. It's automatic transmission, which was relatively new at that time. This particular one has a 4-barrel carburetor on it, which was factory. It does have power steering.
This is a 63 Avanti. It was the first year that Studebaker made the Avanti. It was kind of an innovation. It was kind of a sporty car that was going to compete with the Corvette. It's got the Studebaker's big block 289. It's got a 4-barrel carburetor on it. And it was the fastest production car in America at the time. It could do 170 miles an hour. It was first car in America with disc brakes on a production car, standard. And it was kind of different for the time there.
This is a 1950 Studebaker Champion. Fozzie Bear drove a car very similar to this in the Muppet movie. And this is actually my youngest daughter's car. She decided that she wanted an old car as her first car, and she saw a picture of a bullet-nosed Studebaker and said, "That's the one, Dad." Brought it home and did some work on it to make it a little bit safer for a young person to drive, and got it going, and she drove it all through her junior and senior years at high school.
We have club meetings every month on the third Sunday afternoon of each month. We have a zone meet once a year, which is coming up April the 24th and 5th. The zone consists of Oklahoma and the 5 surrounding states, so we'll have people coming in from out of state for that event. We've got over 12,000 members worldwide, but as far as how many are in existence and how many of those are drivable, I have no numbers on that.
It's fun to drive. It gets a lot of attention, and it handles well, and really enjoy it.
2 years, she loaded up her friends, and they all went to prom in it. They all thought it was pretty cool.
I think as far as having the club, I think that anything that people do, be it in the automobile area or any other area, it's important to keep history alive.
Those cars are so awesome. And it was really great of Blake Smith, owner of the Admiral Twin, to let us shoot the cars at the drive-in.
The Northeast Oklahoma Studebaker Drivers Club Zone Meet is coming up April 25th at the Holiday Inn Express on 101st and Memorial. To learn more, visit neoksdc.com.
I wonder if they can work on Studebakers at Keystone Chevrolet.
I bet the owner, Mike Farley, could tell us.
He's such a great guy, too, and he does so much for the community of Sand Springs.
Just like Mike's Backpacks for Kids program.
And we'll learn all about it when we continue with more Explore Tulsa.
Hello, I'm John Erling with Voices of Oklahoma. Our great state has been home to countless individuals whose place in history has been earned through each of their many accomplishments. Voices of Oklahoma's mission is to preserve their story in an oral history presentation like none other. Accounts direct from famous Oklahomans, political figures, and many others who have left their indelible mark on the development, history, and future of Oklahoma. So please, treat yourself by listening to those who are the voices of Oklahoma.
Stevie from Explore Tulsa with my friend and optometrist for many years, Dr. Robert Zellner. Tell everybody why it's so good to come in to see you.
Well, that's a great question. Let's see, we've got 2 great locations. We try to stay cutting edge at every point along the way because, let's face it, everybody wants to come in and get taken care of in a timely fashion and get the latest, greatest stuff and save some money and get on with their life. And see clearly.
And if you don't believe it, look on the website.
Absolutely, drzellner.com. You can find that we have our 2 locations at 69th and Memorial and 3030 South Harvard, or you can give us a call at 749-2020 or 461-2020.
And I got 4 kids, and I got to tell you, as a big family like that, it's affordable too.
Oh yes, and of course, the #1 reason, you save some money. I mean, with our 2-pair specials, with our different unique packages that we put together, I mean, you can come in here and your money can go a lot farther than anywhere else.
And that's why with Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates, seeing is believing.
Oh, I like that, Stevie. Well done.
On Explore Tulsa, we love meeting people doing great things for the community.
And one of those people is Keystone Chevrolet owner Mike Farley.
From helping with disaster relief during the recent storms in Sand Springs,
to helping the kids in need at Anderson Elementary, Mike has been there with his backpacks for kids.
Anybody can write a check, but when you go and buy it, and you physically go get it, and you physically go deliver it, it's a different feeling. I started washing cars when I was 18 years old and became a used car manager when I was 21 years old and became a general sales manager when I was 26 years old and bought into my first store when I was 27 years old. Still love it today. Well, it's a fun business. I've met hundreds of thousands of people in the last 28 years here in Tulsa. Oh, it means a lot. We're very supportive of the community. I had Anderson School contact me, said they had about 25 to 30 kids a day that goes up there that go home without food.
Schools are so limited on their funds, we had to find community resource. I had discovered this program that a lot of other large public schools do the backpack program, and we didn't have that resource to be able to do it. So we connected with Keystone Chevrolet and Mike to help with the program.
I had maybe, not a normal childhood, and I know what that felt like, and so it was important to me when she called me to get involved in it.
I didn't have to convince Mike. It was just a phone call to say, hey, this is what we got going on. And he took it and ran with it.
She'll come in and tell me, hey, Mike, the school's running low on supplies. And when she tells me,
he goes and buys all the food and brings it in.
There's a twinkle in her eyes when we show up because she knows those kids are getting taken care of. She has a very passion for the kids.
During the week, they can take part in the free or reduced lunches, and most of our students that participate in this program are on a free or reduced lunch. When they go home for the weekend, they may not know where they're going, or they may be in a low socioeconomic home, and so maybe groceries aren't enough to last through the week. When we first started out, it was kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? Well, we knew we wanted to be able to provide a protein, a calcium, some kind of fruit or vegetable.
One day she said, I had to take a couple kids out of the program.
We were running low, and I knew we were going to need some more supplies, but I didn't want to hound Mike.
And I said, don't you ever do that. If you need it, you call me, and then I will make sure it happens.
I finally asked one of my students, I said, what do you do with your sack when you get home? They said, oh, we put it in the pantry and we use it all week long. It was a really good experience for me to understand how much this does impact. What we're doing is more than just providing snacks. We're really providing hope.
Did you see all the great stuff in those backpacks?
You didn't take one, did you, Stevie?
No, but I thought about it. They had my favorite fruit snack.
If you'd like to learn more about Mike Farley or how you can help the kids in need at Anderson Elementary, visit KeystoneChevrolet.com.
You know what every kid loves, Trish?
Because you're the biggest kid I know, I'm sure you have some idea.
A puppy, just like the ones you'll find at Barkwalk at Chisholm Trail South Park in Broken Arrow.
Which just happens to be our next stop when we come back with more Explore Tulsa.
Hi. I'm Rob Lowe, and I have DirecTV. And I'm far less attractive Rob Lowe, and I have cable. With DirecTV, you get 1080p and Dolby 5.1, the industry's best picture and sound. With cable, you get pictures and some sound, too. DirecTV is a theater quality experience I can have at home with all my friends. I don't. Don't be like this, me.
Get your DirecTV upgrade and custom installation today from Video Revolution, your official Tulsa area DirecTV connection.
If you're like me, a big lover of man's best friend, you'll be so glad you stuck around for more Explore Tulsa.
And Stevie, when you adopt a pet, you're actually saving two lives. The life of the pet you adopt and the life of the pet that takes its place at the shelter.
You are always so good with words. We should have an Explore Tulsa dog.
Hold on. There's a lot you need to know about selecting a dog that's right for you. And a good place to start is the annual Barkwalk at Chisholm Trail South Park in Broken Arrow.
A lot of times dogs pick us. We don't realize that we're looking when they find us, and especially rescue dogs. I remember my grandparents having a boxer when I was growing up, and she was so sweet. And then when I was getting ready to get married, my husband and I decided to look for a dog. We fostered a little bit then and got our second boxer through fostering.
20 years ago, I had gotten my first boxer. He was a 7-week-old puppy, and 2 years after that, we decided to adopt another one. So I started volunteering for Florida Boxer Rescue. We relocated here, and I started volunteering for Tulsa Boxer Rescue. The Boxer Rescue of Oklahoma takes in boxers from all over the state. We take these dogs in off the street. We take them in as owner surrenders. People that are moving, people that are relocating, going into apartments or out of state and can't take the dogs with them. We get those dogs in the Boxer Rescue of Oklahoma. They've been doing this for probably 30 plus years now. It was typically just Tulsa, and now they've expanded to the whole state of Oklahoma. They're great with kids, typically. They usually get along great with other dogs. Some get along good with cats, not all. They're great, loyal animals. Barkwalk is now in its 6th year. We have relocated parks several times due to outgrowing space. This year will take place on April 25th here at Chisholm Trail South Park. We expect to have usually between 3,000 and 4,000 people in attendance. 10 to 15 additional rescue groups will be in attendance besides the Boxer Rescue of Oklahoma. All the separate rescues will have their dogs there available for adoption. They usually will interview the people that are looking for a dog. If you have kids, obviously make sure that the dog is kid-friendly. Not all dogs are. If you have cats, make sure that they're cat-friendly. If you currently have a dog, you want to make sure you bring it out with you so it's compatible with the dog you're looking to adopt. And just make sure that it's going to a loving, forever home.
This is one of our biggest fundraisers. The Boxer Rescue of Oklahoma is dependent on donations, and a lot of the dogs that come into our care need medical attention for different reasons, and so we have to do fundraisers to make sure that we can get the dogs vetted and spayed and neutered, and just make sure that they're healthy when they go to families. And so it's a way for people to come out and learn about different rescues and see different dogs, and just an opportunity to talk to people about spaying and neutering their pets and microchipping and the things that are so important to keep them healthy and home and safe. So at Barkwalk, we will have a kids zone with a bounce house and free popcorn for the kids. We'll have a smooch-a-pooch booth where you can kiss a boxer for a donation. We'll have a raffle with lots of really cool things that have been donated. We'll also have microchipping for $20 at the event. We're having dog contests for largest dog, smallest dog, best dressed, owner look-alike, and so ugly I'm cute. And there'll also be a mile fun walk that you can walk with your dog, and you get a t-shirt for the walk.
It's very humbling. I've had 2 boxers in the past, and I currently have a rescue boxer myself now. And it's just, this breed is in my blood. It's a breed I love. When you get a foster or shelter dog, they are immediately grateful.
It makes the letting go of the fosters easier because you do get attached to them when they're in your homes, but when you see that they're going to a loving family that's a really good fit for that dog, it really is the best way to let them start their new journey, and just know that they're going to be taken care of. And our favorite thing is when we get updates from the families and they keep us involved in how they're doing and what's going on in their lives after they get adopted.
Jill and Carrie are doing such great work with Boxer Rescue.
The Barkwalk is coming up Saturday, April 25th. And to learn more about adopting a pet for yourself, visit barkwalk.net.
What do you think, Trish? Does this look like a face worth adopting?
Kind of depends on if you're potty trained or not.
Stick around. There's more Explore Tulsa just ahead.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Do you want to make your home theater or living room feel more like an actual movie theater? Let us help you out with this Samsung Curve TV. Never have a bad seat in the house with the new Samsung Curve TV. Why the curve? Have you noticed that screens in theaters are curved? This is to give depth to the picture and to increase the viewing angle. So anywhere you sit, you get a great picture. Let's talk great picture. This TV is a 4K ultra high definition. That's 4 times the resolution of a 1080p HD TV. And this entertainment wonder gives a new meaning to smart TVs. If what you're watching isn't in 4K, it upscales SD, HD, or full HD content to a near ultra high definition picture. It also has ultra high definition dimming, which scans across the image and adjusts the brightness to deliver deeper darks and brighter whites to create a crystal clear picture. With built-in Wi-Fi, you can also enjoy your favorite apps like you never have before. Not only with a stunning picture, but also giving you the power to choose what to watch. Simply say a command to control your TV. That's right, this baby is fully equipped with voice interaction. Come experience the curve of the Samsung 7250 series for yourself at Video Revolution.
Be sure and join us next week when we play bridge with Greg Burton and all the folks at the Bridge Studio of Tulsa.
Special thanks to Keith Boyd and his parents for sharing his story of how Keith's ice cold beverages began. Good luck with your new line of drinks.
Thanks, too, to the guys at the Studebaker Club for keeping your cars looking beautiful and preserving that part of history for us. And thanks to Mike Farley of Keystone Chevrolet and Amanda Sellers for all the work they do with their program, Backpacks for Kids in Sand Springs.
And to Jill and Carrie with Boxer Rescue for continuing the Barkwalk each year as they help find homes for so many great pups.
Remember, if you miss any of the show, you can always catch us at exploretulsa.com.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook. Share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Plus, remember, Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop by, say hello to Ron and all the guys for your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of the 2-pair for a $129 deal with 2 locations, 3030 South Harvard and 69th and Memorial.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.